Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul, and today we're going to be taking a look at my two Schefflera plantings. This one over here has two older plants up front. They're arcing out and really starting to branch. And then I have a cutting back here that's pretty much skinny, straight up. It's just starting to root, and it looks more of like a small palm tree in the distance. And then over here, this is the Schefflera that was brought back from Hawaii. It has a roots over lava rock, and I planted it deep to start. It's sitting on top of a bunch of medium-sized pumice, and then I top dressed it with the perlite. So I think it's been in there long enough to go in and take a look at it today and see if we can't have it sit up on top of the pot higher so it exposes the lava rock, and I think that would look a lot better. The pot's actually getting some unique aging on it itself, so I'm really excited about this one. Now this one over here, it may be having some problems since I defoliated. So we're going to get in, take a closer look, and talk about that. And that's all coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. So here we're taking a look at my original Schefflera. Were these two, and they weren't planted this exact angle, but I could see a little relationship between the two of them when I got them in this tiny little pot. They were tiny little cuttings, no woodiness at all, just green. And so I was developing it first to have them coming back to the middle naturally and kind of joining again, but it really wasn't looking that great. So I got some cuttings out of it the last time I pruned it back, and I've just been defoliating it every time, in these types, they grow into like here. They just get so bushy, and they're pretty, but every once in a while I like to just defoliate it. Well, I don't know if this time I defoliated it and then I sprayed all of my plants for spider mite and other bug prevention, aphid prevention, and it just didn't like the amount of essential oils, with it in that weakened state. Or I may have hydrated this plant just way too much, and I was feeling the soil. It feels really damp. So all these leaves, I don't know if you could see, but they're really kind of limp. They're not looking really healthy and vibrant like the other leaves. Now they are more on this cutting, but I don't think I defoliated that one as much. So I'm going to let it dry out a little bit, at least until I would be prepared to water it again on a normal basis. I'm not going to continue to water it and leave it wet. I think that might have something to do with it. And the next time I do a bug treatment, I'm going to skip this one. I typically do fertilizer and bug treatment every 2 to 3 weeks, more on the 3-week side. So we're not doing any pruning on this today. I just want to show you, and then hopefully, in a month or so, I'll bring it back and say, hey, it totally recovered. I was being paranoid and it was fine. So that's what I'm really hoping for. But those are the steps that I'm going to take. I'm going to let it dry out, and I'm not going to spray it next time for a bug treatment. But as you can see, it's starting to get these cool, gnarly little branches coming off, looking more like just two sticks in the sand. So I'm excited about that. So next, I'm going to get this over to the deep sink so I don't make a mess in the house. And we're going to get this all taken out of the pot, see what the roots look like, and see if we can't raise that lava rock up. Stand by. All right, so here we go with this cool, I think it's cool, Schefflera, roots over lava rock. There's actually 2 branches on it that I would like to turn into cuttings today. They're just getting a little leggy, growing tall, I think, with this smaller pot. I don't want it to be much taller than here. So I'm just going to take out a couple of cuttings and see if we can get those to root. That would be nice. So I'll take them out relatively low, leaving room for dieback. I guess I'll bring them back to the top of this other branch here. So there we go. Boom. And boom. Then I'll just defoliate some of the longer ones that are really out ahead on those branches. A few of them growing in towards the trunk. I'll give it some room. This one's coming back across. Yeah, all right, that's fine. Cool. Now I'll just defoliate most of the cutting. I'll leave it 2 branches, one that's almost established and one that's just starting. I always start at the bottom and work my way up because usually the bottom leaves, unless it has branches, are the oldest. Boom, same thing. I'll leave the youngest, almost established leaf, and then a new developing one. So I'll have 2 nice little cuttings here. Maybe I'll do 2 of these with one of my pencil cactus cuttings. Do a little tropical planting like that. That'll be fun. Okay, so got a little baby growing out of the bottom. I like that. That's pretty cool. Adding some character to it. And it's got a nice sway to it. There we go. Let me put a drain catch in. Don't want all this perlite going down my drain. Okay. So you see here, that coarse pumice I was talking about, that's that really good stuff. So, be nice if we get it to just sit up on there, on top of this lava rock. Oh man, it's all just falling off. This should be easy. Ooh, lots of nice roots, fine roots there. I think I'm gonna have to wash this thing off. Yeah, I got a little bit of buildup in the soil. I don't know, some algae or mold or something like that. Oh yeah, the lava rock's a nice red. See that? I really got all of my roots going to one side. Nothing came over here. This is one, and it looks like it just kind of rotted. This one that's up there, it just kind of rotted as it hit the rock. So I'll probably end up removing that. See, I got all my roots to one side. That's not good unless I plant it all the way over here and don't have it centered anymore, which I guess I should probably do anyways. I think that I'm gonna find an old toothbrush and we're gonna scrub up this rock. All right, y'all, so I have some cleanup work to do, so better than a toothbrush. I got a heavy duty old puppy brush here. I cleaned it up. Yeah, I got 99.9% of the fur out of there. I think that these bristles will be great on the lava rock, and I could do it kind of with the root gently where it'll clean the rock without messing with any of the roots. Then I'm going to get all of that soil dropped into here. Maybe I'll be able to separate the larger lava rocks, the pumice stone, from the perlite, and the perlite will go through into the container below. That's what I'd like to ideally. And then I'm going to use the same brush and scrub up this acacia pot because it's really cool. It also came from Hawaii, and using acacias for bowls and glasses, or excuse me, cups and things of that nature, it's a totally sustainable process, and it's just so much better than drinking out of plastic or eating out of plastic. And I guess in this case, it's cooler than growing out of plastic. So stand by for a nice cleanup time lapse. All right, y'all, update time before we get to planting those cuttings and taking a look at how I'm going to finalize that little lava rock planting. I wanted to show you this pencil cactus we took some cuttings off of not too long ago, and they've really rooted well. And the one that I took off right here, 1, 2, 3 have grown in its stead, and I still don't want that vertical growth. So they're going to be coming off shortly and throwing in some water to root as well. See, they grow up towards the ceiling fan, and you know. And so I checked yesterday, there was 2 inches. There's like 1.5 inches of clearance today, so they're growing quickly. So what I wanted to do was take these 3 cuttings, since I've had such success, and I wanted to send them to 3 of my bonsai broskies. So why don't we do this? The first 3 that comment on this video, say, send me a pencil cutting, pencil cactus, whatever. I will get your addresses and I'll shoot them off to you and see if you can't have a cool pencil cactus of your own. All right, let's get back to the other planting. All right, y'all, so what we actually had to do to this little lava rock, root over lava rock Schefflera, was I exposed all the roots and I got all that nasty stuff out of there. I don't know if it was mold or algae or whatever it was. I exposed a nice amount of fine roots. They look really strong. The Schefflera itself is adhered to the lava rock. I wasn't concerned with it falling off of the lava rock on this stage. I was concerned with the roots drying out. I didn't want to put any fine sediment or topsoil or anything or perlite in this time. I wanted to get the tips of the roots down into that pumice stone. And then what I did is I took what I start seeds in. These are little, they look like tea bags. They're biodegradable bags that I put the seed starters in. So it's that nice fine mix. And I just moistened those and sat those on top of the roots to keep those moist, with also them being really soft, not rough like a rock. And then I set 3 smaller rocks on top, which aren't going to be part of the planting whatsoever. However, they will hold it in place until the roots grab into the pumice stone and get all up in the pot, securing the tree and the lava rock from rocking. So that was my #1 concern there. I'm really excited about this planting. It was just basically a swervy stick. You know, it had a nice start, and now it's really starting to get some branching and some cool stuff going on. I like this little guy down here. I did have to cut out the one root that I thought that I liked it because it was a semi-aerial root going down and onto the lava rock. But as soon as it hit the rock, that's where it stopped and died and was rotting. So I just got rid of that before it could rot back towards the trunk. So that's the story for this. We're just going to keep that hydrated, and I'll keep you updated on that one. Like I said, with this little guy, we're going to let it dry out, and we're going to skip its next bug treatment. And then I don't have any cool pots right now. I just have a bunch of nursery pots since I'm moving everything inside, and I just got done, transplanting a lot of my seedlings into terracotta pots and starting seeds in cool pots. I don't know what I was thinking. So, short story long, I'm going to pop one of these pencil cactus cuttings, one of the smaller ones in this side here. So I figured we could do 2 Schefflera cuttings and then one of these pencil cactus. And then in a year or so, we could get a cool pot and make a whole planting out of them. But for now, getting this out of the water, because that's how I root my pencil cactus. It's easy as can be. Just keep it with clear, clean, room temperature water, and it'll grow roots. And with these, I'm just going to give a little nip at the bottom, both of them. And I'll get this rooting hormone powder on these because I haven't had success rooting these in water. So. It's like they stay alive in water, but they haven't grown roots for me. So let's just try it into, this is pre-moistened, standard soil, perlite, low moisture, some spa gum peat moss, That's about it in there. So basic, nothing exciting, but we're getting those. All right, y'all. So that's going to do it for us today at the ranch. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I'm really excited about these plantings. I hope I get this one to recover. And if you enjoyed Jarhead Bonsai today, I would like to see more. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. There's always much more to come. And if you did want one of those pencil cactus cuttings, go ahead, be one of the first 3 to mention it, and I'll make sure to contact you and get your address and ship those out to you as soon as possible. All right, y'all, have a great day.